I am not Morgan Freeman. What you see is not real. What if I were to tell you that I am not even a human being? Would you believe me? What is your perception of reality? If you can see, hear, taste, or smell something, does that make it real?
I think it's extraordinary technology, and it's really going to be a game changer. What you see on screen is all non-human, or should I say digital, just as it should be.
This was supposed to be live. First trip outside for one of these astronauts. Touching it, look. It's material or something. Look at that, he can move it with his hand. It's that flexible. This is outside the ISS space station doing 12,000 miles an hour, and he can just go and press that in like that with no problem whatsoever when they're supposed to be out in space. Look at that. Sorry, there's something wrong with this as well. So, I was watching this NASA film, or NASA video, and I suddenly realised what I was looking at. Yes, at the time, it was a bit of a shock. This is supposed to be a live trip outside, okay? So this is supposed to be live on TV, them outside working. But as you can see, one of the astronauts is stationary. He's not moving at all, while the other one is. And this is what happened. They were panning around, working away, panning around, and then when they came back, it was like that. Now this one's shadow, as it comes across here, is extremely weird. But this cannot be correct, because this is stopped in mid-air and he's not moving. He's not moving. There he is, outside working, moving around. That thing flapping around. Come back. It's not moving. So the Watts case is not the only thing that they're doing it to us. They're doing it probably on everything. But I find it very sad, because when they tell you something is real, they're making a reality that isn't real. And then what it's doing is, it's making people believe in a reality that doesn't exist. And then what that actually does is, it really takes your freedom away, because it makes you believe all these other things are happening when they're not. And they're just manipulated things fed to the people, and everybody soaks it all in. Look, I've seen it on the television. It must be real. So is this real then? Because that astronaut on the right is completely frozen. And how can it be when they're outside and this is supposed to be a live transmission? Don't shoot the messenger. It's not my fault that that's there. It's taking our freedom away by making us think that things are real when they're not. I mean, how many of you believe we've been to the moon, or we haven't been to the moon, or that space is real and all that? Because look, there he is out there working, pans around, whatever they're doing, comes back. Not moving at all. Not moving at all. What does everybody see here? He's not moving at all. Saying these words as if there's nothing they can do, even though it's mentioned. How can you allow the business and these companies to do it without changing the law? But they're not going to. Why? Because the people who are really in charge are the big businesses. the money.
That video was not an AI-assisted deepfake, but rather a crude manual manipulation that some have called a cheap fake. Nonetheless, the video's virality on social media demonstrates the scale of the challenge we face and the responsibilities that social media companies must confront.
So what it is he's telling the businesses to take responsibility. That's it. And they're not going to, are they? And the fakers win. Because the fakers are the ones that win. Because there's nothing they can do about the fakers. So this is just incredible. They sit there telling you, well, actually, the people who are really in charge are the big businesses and the fakers. This is just unbelievable that right in front of you, in a system that we believe in, they're doing all this in front of you. Just playing out some kind of game, because it's got to be. Because if you really listen to what they're telling you, oh, businesses, take responsibility. It's only going to change if you change the laws and live by the laws that you change. But they don't, do they? And they won't, will they?
Deepfakes are kind of the video version of fake news. They are fake content that use real content and manipulate that to say and do things that the subject never said or did. For example, they will take video of you, of me, of Nancy Pelosi, of Mark Zuckerberg, and overlay that with audio or images that have been manipulated using artificial intelligence to come to conclusions that the, let's say, hacker or the creator of the deepfake video to fit particular ends.
And CBSN actually saw firsthand how easily content can be manipulated after a couple of artists altered a video of Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, this bit. Amy's still with me, aren't you, Amy?
Oh, yes, Karen.
This is Johnny. What was his name? Johnny? Oh, I've forgotten his name now. I've already said it.
Johnny Depp.
No, Johnny, the other one. No, the other one we just talked about.
Robert Downey.
This is Robert Downey, right? And as he walks, let's just put it on. As he walks, I mean, his head, I can see that it's not right there. But anyway, as he walks on through, the set starts coming together. I don't know where this person got all this video from, unless they're just saving it, you know, and say where did they get all this from?
Yeah, I don't know. It's good they have it.
Anyway, this is the set going together, and then in the finished version, there's a hole in the road, but there isn't. When he walks, it's just two lines. But in the finished product, it's a hole in the road. Yes, I thought that was very interesting. I'm having to do these, so we have to get past the copyright of YouTube. Just all green screens. Right. Everywhere you go, everything is a goddamn green screen, Amy.
Oh, I know, it's awful.
Anyway, thanks for help. Yeah, it is awful, Amy. Thanks for helping me do that bit. Do you want to say anything, Amy?
Oh, I'm just glad you're exposing it and showing people, because it's all green screens and not real. I'm glad you're pointing it out.
Everything, though, isn't it, Amy? It's everything.
Yeah, everything. Yes.
Unfortunately.
Yes.
Anyway, thanks for that, Amy.
Oh, you're welcome, Karen.
What's been going on isn't working. It isn't working, not just that it's not working a little bit, it's not working at all. And in fact, as we find, it is the exact opposite of working.
When you watch this video, it's quite incredible that the media are showing us it. It's coming through the media. And even though in a way they're trying to show you as an attention what's going on, I don't hear any real concern for how bad all of this is for the people, and that this is how they're able to do things like this. We all know who this is, don't we? Most of us have been watching this case. We all then know what the autopsy says, and it says that she has brown eyes. And in the middle of having this drink on her balcony thing, her eyes are blue. So who is that? Because it can't be her. She has brown eyes. So what is going on? Well, this video is going to explain it more.
We're entering an era in which our enemies can make it look like anyone is saying anything at any point in time.
I just wanted to add, who is the enemy here? Because the only enemies I can see is us. Because this is happening to us, being done to us. And so, I know this is just, you'll see what's going to happen in a minute. I'm just saying, when they say things like that, the enemies, who are the enemies? Because it isn't us, and yet we're treated like we are the enemies. And just to explain again, how can somebody whose autopsy says they've got brown eyes be shown to us with blue eyes? You just didn't notice it all the time, but she did. And she had hazel eyes, and she had green eyes, and she had different colour eyes. And this video is going to explain maybe how they did it, because that cannot be her. I cannot believe their own parents didn't notice it.
Even if they would never say those things. So, for instance, they could have me say things like, I don't know, Killmonger was right.
So that may have looked and sounded like former President Barack Obama, but that was actually a fake video. It was voiced by actor and director Jordan Peele, and since that video was released in 2018, what's known as deepfake technology has only improved.
Just when I'd finished, I forgot to put this bit in, and as I'm not sure what any of those videos actually are saying, I can't believe when you see this one here that it looks more like some cartoony thing going on, that we're on national news, and what they're actually showing you is something like this in the background, right? On national news. Doesn't it just show you what they really think about us? If this is what a national news company are doing, is got something like YouTube up or is looking at videos, and one of them looks like that. Come on everybody, they're laughing at us. They're laughing at us.
Making the spread of misinformation so much easier.
This is a dangerous time. Moving forward, we need to be more vigilant with what we trust from the internet. It's a time when we need to rely on trusted news sources.
Well, I'm trying to beat the copyright here because YouTube just do not like this video. I bet you everybody else can put this video out, but not me. They just do that. They always copyright it because it affects the video. That's the only reason they do it. But I was quite surprised, you know, there's Buckingham Palace. And then obviously in the video shows you how they do Buckingham Palace. There you go. That's what it looks like in the end. That's what it looks like with the green screen, without the bits added, and then they add the bits, and then you've got Buckingham Palace, and even the changing of the guards. Look at that. Green screens, and they take the green screens away, and oh look, it looks really real. This is the kind of thing they're doing to us all the time. This is what's happening on the television right now, I think. But anyway, let's move on with the video. So this is supposed to be the 1930s and buses travelling around in London. So basically, it's like, do you see it? I'm not playing the whole of this video, but do you see it? Do you see it? Yeah. There. We're going to stop another bus. There. You see it's going to do it here. So this is another video on Unscrambled. But do you see that the bus, this bus is not in the same perspective as the background, and it sort of flips a bit here. So the bus has been added on top of this footage, and you can see they're in different perspectives. So that's what this video is about. This video is on the Unscrambled channel, waiting to go out. It's mind blowing. Anyway, it's gone on long enough on this. Wow, I actually videoed this video a couple of years ago, and only on looking at it today I realised that they, in the middle of this whole thing that I recorded, the presenter has changed, and I hadn't even noticed it. The presenter's changed. So just sticking this bit in. That's how easy they do it when they're talking about deepfake. They even changed the presenter and you don't even notice. Just not seeing it, but I always slow the footage down because that's the only way you can see the mistakes, and this is a mistake. So there he goes. Amy's going to carry on in a minute. He's going to go to the other side of the room. And then he's just going to flip back. But she's still talking. Like, if you were listening to her, there was no... She didn't sort of suddenly go all funny, did she? And in her talking. She just carried on talking while he's flipped in the background. Carry on, Amy. So, she's put all these videos out. They said that they're not going to operate suddenly when everybody's on the edge of their seats.
Yes, exactly. And
it is quite annoying that I have to do this. I'd made my little video, put the little clips out, and now I'm having to change it all to beat the copyright. But obviously there he is on a green screen, and when he comes in, it looks at the finished product. It all looks so different, doesn't it?
yes.
Amy's here. Amy! He's in a room in the bottom one. It's all there. It's coloured. It's quite dark, actually, to be honest. But the top one, he's on a green screen. So, you know, I'd like to have shown it. Oh, yeah, and he goes over to this thing. And that's it. So on the finished video, it's a box, a whole box, and he's in something. Whereas on the green screen, he is touching something, but it's not the same as what he's touching in the video. And there he is. He's walking across. And there's the green screen to there you go. And they do this so much. Amy knows. We did that one with Oprah Winfrey and Obama. Was that
Yes.
it? That's one. That's a prime one. And then we watched one where, in the finished product, which is this, he was sitting on a sofa, and in the green screen bit, he was sitting on just a chair, wasn't he, Amy? But in the finished product, it was like a sofa, like a long sofa. But in the mock-up bit, it was just a chair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what me and Amy saw. And we've seen a bit of footage in our time, haven't we, Amy?
We sure have.
Yeah, anyway, we'll carry on with the video, and thanks for helping me with that, Amy.
Oh, you're welcome, Karen.
You can try. You can try, but you'll never catch me.
Hello everybody, just doing a little video here to say there's no way that NASA go upside down. There isn't, I'm sorry, there's just no way when they're upside down, they're upside down. They're lying. They're standing the right way up and the background's changed. How can these bobble things hang two ways? They can't both at the same time, I'm sorry. Anyway, it's a load of rubbish. What do you think?
I'm telling you, I've done a lot of these interviews, well, a few of them from space. The technology now is amazing. The picture, guys, you look like you're in a studio, maybe in Omaha, Nebraska or something. The shot is so clear. Is this a hoax? Are you really in space still?
I don't know. We're going to have to do something for you.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Watch this. Can everybody float around for us? That was really...
It's an incredibly large vehicle. It weighs over 1 million pounds right now, and you know, if you have one of the unique opportunities like we have to, you know, be 1,000 feet below and look up at this tremendous vehicle, it's just awe-inspiring. Hard to believe that mankind has built this, and
hard to believe that mankind has built this, and hard to believe that mankind has built this, and
listening in today, had the opportunity to share that adventure over its development.
Went to school in grade 6, and I was wondering.
Freeform. So let's use this model of the Earth, and let's enlist the help of a friend. Taxi, you might know her. Taxi, hello Taxi.
America will lead mankind to the stars.
Listening in today, had the opportunity to share that adventure over its development.
Went to school in grade 6, and I was wondering.
Freeform. So let's use this model of the Earth, and let's enlist the help of a friend. Taxi, you might know.
Yeah, it's just trying to beat the copyright again. So annoying. They didn't like this bit about... They just don't like any of this video. So this is them putting the explosion together. And then in the end the train will come. But the train wasn't there in the beginning because it has to all be put together. Here comes the train. Ooh, it's gone a bit. There comes the steam out. There comes more fire, more problems. There you go. And it's all put together. And none of it was real. And the tiger is quite good. Jumps on the car. Sits down. But actually, what it is it's just a composite. Just like Rushy. Sunak. It's the same thing. We've done those. In fact, there he's black. Ooh. What's a black one? Amy's with me. What's a black one called, Amy? Panther. It's more like a panther now. Yeah. Amy's with me while I'm doing this because I've had to redo the whole thing because YouTube don't like it. So that's that person. He's not on the wall. He's on a green screen. But for you, he's on the Great Wall of China. Let's move on with the video. When I was at Mickey's the other day, I think it was his friend Terry in Hastings was showing us this video. So if you watch for this little woman at the front, we've just seen her, but we're going to play it again. So she comes in, there she is, and you can see that she's scooting. I'll get it right now, there you go, she scoots through the crowd. Then, as this bit of news is finishing, they go back to the desk where there's other newsreaders and they're talking about it, and then gets mentioned something else put in the mix. Not only do they talk about this is so bad for the elections and the politricks, then comes we might be going to war. But you'll see what they'll use, because the only people who win are the fakers. They're the only ones that win. And even though the media has told us, all they're doing is using deepfake to give us other news, to tell us other things, and to add things to the mix. So imagine, deepfake, wars, our politics, our president, our prime minister, oh my goodness. Golly. And that's if you just watch this bit of news, let alone the next bit of news they're going to tell you.
As Adam Schiff pointed out, there's some real nightmare scenarios here.
Yeah, we're at a moment where we're thinking about a conflict with Iran. Yep. What if something surfaced in that? It's a match into a powder keg.
It's a slippery slope, and you've reported on this before.
Yeah, back last year, and I keep thinking, even if there is corrective technology, a lie can travel around the world before the truth gets out of bed.
So yeah, exactly, so fast.
But before you can spot deepfakes, you have to make them. That takes place at the University of Colorado in Denver, where researchers working on DARPA's program are trying to create convincing deepfake videos. So what are we seeing right here? I mean, to me, this looks like a real guy. Is this what this guy looks like? He's one of your colleagues?
This is actually my face swapped onto his face. So this is a deep fake of me and my student Reed.
I mean, he's speaking here. Is that your voice or is his voice?
This is his voice. We take a video of a person and video of another person, train data against those videos. In this case, a video of Reed is the destination, and I've swapped my face onto Reed's head. So everything else is the same. It's Reed's voice, it's Reed's body, it's Reed's head, but it's my face. What has changed between these two videos is a square area that goes from the eyebrows to just below the mouth.
So this is a deepfake?
This is a deepfake.
1,000 miles west of Denver, a team at SRI International in California is developing the crucial second component to DARPA's program, how to spot a deepfake. So this is a deepfake that was produced by some researchers in Denver?
Right.
Would you mind pointing out which is the real guy and which is the fake?
The original video is on the far left. The source of the new face to be inserted is in the middle, and the deepfake is on the right.
Hooray! Here they're showing you at long last that there are people that can put things into place. So there is hope, there is answers, there is other ways. These people can encode it into Facebook and all these other things, and then when people make videos, then it would flag. These YouTube and Facebook, they should have the same technology. The amount of rules and regulations that we're put under, when under their noses all this is going on and they are promoting it. It's unbelievable, really it is, when you actually realise what's going on, everybody. Anyway. To the next bit of video. In this piece of video, these people are explaining again the same sort of thing and how better to map the faces out, and it's called neural mapping. It's how to get rid of these edges and things, but what it is computers have been trained to accept this, and now they've got to train the computers to not accept this.
We have a lot of work to do, but I think that just like when you upload something to Facebook now, it does a re-encoding of the whole video for Facebook. That process will include a check for deepfakes. I'm concerned that some of the tools for making better and better deepfakes are being improved as we speak, and that, you know, some organization or person could make something that would fool us.
Hooray! Did you hear that? Did you hear that? These people, if these people are all real, they're saying that this needs to be done because it's disgusting without saying those words.
Are struggling to understand the best way to handle the threat of deepfakes. So joining me now, CNET senior producer Dan Patterson. Okay, so we get it. We know deepfakes are these kind of phony videos. First off, if you're on the net, which all of us are, how do you tell the difference, and who's putting these out there?
Rena, this morning I spoke with an expert in artificial intelligence and asked this same question, thinking the scientists will have the answers. There are no answers right now. What we are seeing is the proliferation of technology that was, just a few years ago, incredibly expensive and processor expensive. By that I mean, it's not just expensive to buy or own the chips, it means it takes a lot of time and energy for those chips to do their work. Now, you can do the same thing with a regular MacBook. So this technology is spreading so...
We get to this bit of this footage and the chosen words that he uses, and it's exactly the words that I use myself when we see all this stuff. Absolutely incredible. Listen to what he says.
Quickly, and is in the hands of so many different actors that it's hard to tell the difference between a quality deepfake, a bad deepfake, and the real deal.
Did you actually hear what this person who's supposed to be an expert and in his field is telling you? You can't tell the difference between the good, the bad, the real and the fake. Well, we can. Yes, we can. Yes, we can see it. That's what the Unscrambled Channel's been about. But we can see it. But he is telling everybody, but you're not going to know the difference. This goes into people's subconsciouses, all this stuff they're saying. He's telling you, you're not going to notice the difference. Wow. And there's no answers. What is all this? Of course there is. Whether it is important for all the things that he's saying, the most important thing is it's being done to the people. And some people are going to really believe it. And then, oh, but All we've got to do is make the businesses responsible. Well, it's not happening, is it? And it's not working.
We say Noah's Ark, but really, it's the knowers, as in knowledge. And this is what we need to do. We need to build our temple up to acquire a certain level of knowledge and perception, and then go within that, find perfect balance, restore ourselves, thus restoring the world. And this is what we plan to do.
And I'm really tired of it, because it is time to do something about this.
I mean, Charlie, there's enough information if you want to see it. There's enough information now if you want to wake up.
Karen, that's so true. That's so well spoken, and it's so true. What's been going on isn't working. It isn't working, not just that it's not working a little bit, it's not working at all. And in fact, as we find, it is the exact opposite of working.